Adventures of Tilly and the Talking Oak. In the small village of Willoughby, nestled at the edge of the enchanted forest, lived a curious little girl named Tilly. She was known for her wild curls, sparkling blue eyes, and an insatiable thirst for adventure. Tilly spent most of her days exploring the woods, chasing butterflies, and listening to the stories her grandmother told about magical creatures and ancient trees. Of all the stories, the one that fascinated Tilly most was about the talking oak, a mystical tree said to grant wisdom and courage to those who truly needed it. The talking oak only speaks when the heart is pure and the need is great, her grandmother often said. One bright morning, Tilly decided she would find the talking oak. With her trusty backpack filled with a bottle of water, a notebook, a pencil, and a slice of her grandmother's famous apple pie, she set off into the woods. The mysterious path. The forest was alive with the sound of chirping birds and rustling leaves. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, creating golden patches on the forest floor. As Tilly walked deeper into the woods, the trees grew taller, their trunks wider and the air cooler. After what felt like hours, Tilly came across a fork in the path. One trail was well-trodden, but the other was overgrown and shadowy. Tilly hesitated, then remembered her grandmother's words. Sometimes the hardest path leads to the greatest treasures. With a deep breath, she chose the overgrown path. She pushed aside branches and ducked under low-hanging vines, her heart racing with excitement. The clearing. Finally, the path opened into a sunlit clearing. In the center stood a massive oak tree, its trunk wide and knotted, its branches stretching high into the sky. Tilly's breath caught in her throat. This had to be the talking oak. "Hello," she called, her voice trembling slightly. At first, there was only silence. Then a deep, rumbling voice replied, "Who dares disturb my slumber?" Tilly's eyes widened as the tree's trunk shifted slightly, and a face appeared in the bark. Kind eyes, a crooked nose, and a wide, leafy beard. "It's me, Tilly," she said, stepping closer. "I've come to seek your wisdom." The tree chuckled, a sound like wind rustling through leaves. "Wisdom, you say? Many seek wisdom, but few understand what it truly means. What troubles you, little one?" The villager's dilemma. Tilly took a deep breath and began to explain. "In our village, the river has dried up and the crops are failing. Everyone is worried, and no one knows what to do. I thought maybe you could help us." The talking oak was silent for a moment, then said, "The river flows not because of water alone, but because of balance. Something has upset the harmony of the forest. What can I do to fix it?" Tilly asked eagerly. "You must find the crystal stream hidden deep within the forest. It holds the key to restoring balance. But beware, the journey will be perilous, and you must prove your courage and kindness along the way. The journey begins." The talking oak gave Tilly directions, and she set off once more, determination in her heart. As she walked, the forest seemed to grow darker and more tangled. Strange sounds echoed around her, and shadows danced in the corners of her vision. Soon, she came to a bubbling brook. A family of rabbits was trying to cross, but the current was too strong for the little ones. "Don't worry, I'll help you," Tilly said. She gathered stones and logs, creating a small bridge. The rabbits hopped across, their noses twitching in gratitude. As she continued, Tilly noticed the air felt lighter, as if the forest was pleased with her kindness. The wise owl. Deeper into the forest, Tilly came upon an ancient owl perched on a low branch. Its feathers shimmered in hues of silver and gold. "Who are you?" the owl hooted. "I'm Tilly, and I'm looking for the crystal stream," she said. The owl tilted its head. "The path is treacherous, filled with riddles and trials. Solve my riddle, and I'll guide you further." Tilly nodded, ready for the challenge. The owl began. "I'm not alive, but I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, and yet I drown. What am I?" Tilly thought hard, then smiled. "Fire." The owl flapped its wings in approval. "Correct. Follow the stars to the east when the sun sets, and you'll find the stream, the crystal stream." As night fell, Tilly followed the owl's advice. The stars twinkled brightly, lighting her way. After hours of walking, she heard the sound of trickling water. Pushing through a thicket, she found herself before the crystal stream. Its waters glowed with an ethereal light, and the air around it hummed with energy. But as Tilly approached, a shadowy figure emerged, a fox with gleaming red eyes. "To claim the stream's power, you must prove your worth," the fox said. "Answer this. Why do you seek to restore the river?" Tilly didn't hesitate. "Because it's not just for me. The whole village, the animals, and the forest need it. We're all connected, and if one suffers, we all do." The fox studied her for a moment, then nodded. "Your heart is pure and your purpose true. The stream's magic is yours to wield, restoring the river." The fox disappeared, and the stream's water began to swirl. A silver vial appeared, filled with the glowing liquid. Tilly carefully took it and hurried back to the talking oak. When she poured the vial's contents onto the tree's roots, a tremor ran through the ground. The oak's branches stretched skyward, and a rush of water flowed from its base, forming a sparkling river that wound its way back toward the village. The return. When Tilly returned to Willoughby, the villagers cheered as the river flowed once more. Crops began to thrive, and the forest seemed brighter and more alive. Tilly became a hero in the village, but she never let it go to her head. She knew the true credit belonged to the talking oak, the crystal stream, and the lessons she'd learned along the way: kindness, courage, and the importance of balance. And though Tilly continued to have many adventures, she never forgot the day she spoke to the talking oak and saved her village. Would you like any changes or illustrations to go with the story?